Welcome everyone to the Moisky News for February 28th, 2020. Before we get into the subject today, I had indicated that I was going to cover the Sajid Javid resignation speech he gave in Parliament. I'm going to do that tonight on the political recap stream here with Trups LP at 9:30pm GMT. I would link it, but I haven't set it up yet. So instead we're going to talk about the Labour leadership candidate race. Yes, it's heating up and it's going to end soon. We have 3 contenders, as everyone knows, and it's getting quite hot. What I'm going to do now, though, is introduce somebody that has backed one of the candidates that I believe, because of them backing, it's a little detrimental and kind of pointless, really, and actually puts a bit of a line under the whole what they represent. Sadiq Khan has, as Mayor of London, backed Sir Keir Starmer. The reason, by the way, I find this to be quite interesting is for a number of reasons. Most notably because of his infamous diversity is our strength when you've got Lisa Nandy right there. But you went with Keir Starmer. I can't tell if you're backing Keir Starmer because he's man or because you've realised he's arguably the best possible option of the 3 candidates on the table. Sadiq Khan's reasoning for backing Sir Keir Starmer is because he believes that Keir Starmer could in fact unite the party and take the fight to Boris Johnson and return Labour to power. Go figure, a straight white man could do that. Somewhat interestingly, this came shortly after Rebecca Long-Bailey revealed her campaign had a significant cash boost from Unite and Momentum. I'm not a fan of Momentum, and Unite are the ones I believe run by Len McCluskey, which means the total amount of money donated to her from the 2 groups is £320,000. Now, they made 2 separate donations Unite did last month of £100,000 each. They also paid an additional £15,000 towards staff costs. In 2019, Unite was the Labour Party's biggest donor, spending more than £3 million on the campaign. I find this very interesting because during PMQs on Wednesday, Corbyn railed Boris Johnson for doing a black tie event with a bunch of very wealthy donors, but his campaign was being funded heavily by unions that were donating millions, to the biggest loss in a long, long time. I'm guessing different sides of the same coin, perhaps. It is worth noting, because this is common practice for outgoing leaders, Jeremy Corbyn has not backed any candidates, although he is very close to Unite General Secretary Len McCluskey, who is backing Rebecca Long-Bailey. Figures published by the Long-Bailey campaign showed it received almost £400,000 from 2 leading trade unions and, of course, the pro-Corbyn campaign group Momentum since the middle of January. That's a huge amount of money. The CW union donated just over £52,000, which is a pretty decent amount to donate. People often wonder where this kind of money comes from. It's worth noting Momentum's donations were paid out of membership fees and donations to the group from individuals, with 95% of these coming from people who give less than £1,000. It's a lot of idiots. Now, each campaign is required by law to report donations of more than £1,500 to the Electoral Commission, which then publishes quarterly data about party political funding, while the MPs have to declare support on the Commons Register of Members' Interests. By February 10th, when the register was last updated, Sir Keir Starmer had recorded a series of small donations from Unison, which is the UK's largest union, which is backing his campaign totaling just over £8,000. And Lisa Nandy declared a series of private donations from individuals, the largest of which was £25,000 from a man called Jason Stockwood. I find it fascinating we're not getting as much information on donations coming from their campaigns, but maybe that's biased reporting from the BBC, focusing on the pro-Jezza stuff because it is what gets the views, the attention, the clicks. I personally would like to know more about how the campaigns are being run by Lisa Nandy's and, of course, Keir Starmer's. It's all well and good backing Keir Starmer's, but in truth, I hear very little about it, along with that of Lisa Nandy's as well. So perhaps something worth diving into for Monday. I will certainly try my best when I am able to look into it. I should say, while this is not a vast amount of money by American, election standards, this is considering the size of our country and such. So I'm very much interested to know what you think about the vast amounts of money being donated to Rebecca Long-Bailey, considering she is third by a considerable margin. And who do you think is going to win? If I don't see you tonight, later on this channel, I hope you'll have a fantastic Friday and subsequent weekend.